that any such company, we should report to them and they would try and mediate. And so that, yes, we've had good support.
All right, we have a lot of reactions coming in from our viewers via Twitter handle at NTAGMN, and would like to take some of the tweets in there. If there are questions, we'd like you to also respond to them. The first one is from Law Alpha C. Says, Nigerians evade tax, taking into cognizance the fact that their leaders do not care about the people and their future is not bright. Please, Honorable Minister, most Nigerians, that's taxable adults and even corporate concerns, do not yet know about VATs, so sensitize the people more.
And that's part of what we're doing this morning.
That's what we're doing.
All right. That's Victor Hill Swama has this tweet, and it's, I must commend the Minister and the economic team for the upward swing of the economy. Various economic policies and reforms are working, including VATs. More, however, needs to be done to consolidate the momentum and the gains. There is need for more awareness.
And Festus Akimboyewa tweets, he says, the first ever general amnesty in Nigeria would boost revenue for the Treasury. Kudos to the government. Hopefully those who fail to take advantage of VATs will be sanctioned. Now,
Jibril Naina tweets, the FMF initiative, that is Federal Minister of Finance initiative, is very good. This is how advanced countries arrive there at where they are today. And through tax collection, we hope everyone will cooperate fully.
And this one is from Change to Progress at Shitu 101. He says, well done, Honorable Minister Kemi Adeosun. Please don't change the deadline. Let it go on. This is the way to go. And said, okay, he said, wicked elites will fight it, but the strong and be strong, and let's get Nigeria back from the leeches of revenues who stole our money to build houses everywhere. Tax will control their gluttonous lives.
That's MK Ibrahim has this tweet. There are hundreds of unoccupied mansions in Abuja. They may not be generating income, but they are still assets. Are you, that is the Honorable Minister now, going to pursue the owners of these unoccupied properties?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You will pursue them?
Oh, absolutely.
Wherever they are?
Yeah, because, and let me take that, because that's a really good one. We have now got the land registry for the highbrow areas in Lagos and in Abuja. So we're looking at the owners of those, but where did you get the money from this property? Now, if you earned it and you didn't declare it, then come in under VATs. So when VATs ends, we'll be able to reconcile which properties have no owner. By the way, you know there's some properties that have no owners. Nobody will come forward and tell you that they own them. So, you know, then those ones can go to EFCC for EFCC to look at. But those who genuinely, maybe they made the money, they were a contractor, they built a property, come under VATs. If after VATs we look at the property records, say, well, this one is explained, this one is accounted for, these ones are not, then it makes our job in terms of the anti-corruption fight a whole lot easier. But can I just respond to the question about, you know, leaders not caring for the people? One of the things that keeps me very excited about this whole tax thing is that, you know, some of the things we need to do. Just 1 million naira of tax feeds 14,200 children under our school feeding program at 70 naira a head. So, you know, these are some of the poorest children, you know, so the more we come together as one, the rich who made, and by the way, they made their money in Nigeria. We're not asking them to account for money they made in America or they made any. You made your money from this country. We're saying give something back so that we can do exactly what your viewers said needs to be done. Empower, paying 30,000 naira a month to unemployed young graduates, giving them at least something to do while we wait for you know, permanent jobs to open up. So there is a lot of care in this administration for the lower, the downtrodden, quote unquote.
This is a bit puzzling. Now, when the taxes are being paid, to whom will the taxes be paid? The FIRS or the state internal revenue services?
So personal taxes go to the states and company taxes come to the Federal Inland Revenue Service. But of course, what Federal Inland Revenue Service collects is then shared between federal government and the states. So one of the things that this is aiming to do, of course, is to bring development. So it's going to bring money, more money into the states, improve and federal, and improve accountability.
You don't have squabbles over, you know, the sharing ratio.
Sure. No,
but the money hasn't come in yet. Once it comes,
when it comes.
So how do you solve it? Because you know, I asked the question earlier. property taxes, except perhaps in the Federal Capital Territory, it shouldn't be the business of the federal government.
No,
If Lagos has
state.
land use, land use charge, for instance, so those are state taxes. So how would you then, segregate what kind of tax from the other? I mean, under VAT.
It's very clear. Yes. Personal income taxes go to the state government. So based on your address, where you live, that's the state to which you pay. Okay. So there's no argument about that. Property taxes are state, and property taxes, by the way, are not covered by VAT. So land use is not covered by VAT. VAT comes to the federal. Companies' income tax comes to the federal. There's actually a sharing formula established by law under RAMFAC. So there's been no squabbles so far.
All right, I was going to ask you. You've actually been on this job for the last, let's say, about 3 years now.
It's 2.5, yeah.
2.5. It's almost 3 years now. How has it been managing the Nigerian economy?
Well, that's a good question. It's been, I think we've gone through one of the most difficult economic periods, I think, in this country's history. So it's been very, very tough. But what's been really exhilarating is that we've worked at the real detailed problems. We haven't taken it from a high level, we've taken it at a very, very detailed level. And what we've seen is when we analyze a problem properly and we begin to attack it, we can actually yield, deliver results for the people. So at the depth of the recession and everybody was shouting, what are you going to do? We said, listen, we have to spend our way out of trouble. We have to go and borrow. We have to invest in infrastructure and we will get this economy growing. And a lot of people didn't believe it. In fact, at the time, I know there was a lot of controversy. Do they have a plan? And we said, look, this thing will work. And it started to work. It started to yield results. And we know that if we continue in this direction, we can actually reposition this economy. We're very, very convinced of that. There's a lot to do. I won't lie to you. There's a lot to do. We finished work 11. I think last night we left the office at 12. I almost overslept this morning. But that's what it takes. But if we keep on in this direction with this kind of momentum, we can transform Nigeria.
I'm wondering, are the numbers salutary? The numbers you get, the various rates and so on and so forth. Of course, you gave all kinds of conflicting reports and prognoses about the economy. What are the numbers? What are the figures looking like?
The figures are saying we're on the path to growth. And that's really important. We're out of recession. It's been, a painful recession, but some countries have been in recession for 3 years, 4 years. Our recession was 5 quarters. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing. We'd have rather not have been there in the first place, but we're out of it and we're heading in the right direction. And if we just consolidate, get the infrastructure in place,